Okay, welcome back. We are live at Rep Express Catering, and our final race is the mayor's race this morning, our Meet the Candidates event. And right now we're going to meet Tom Best, who is the challenger in the mayor's race. Tom, good to see you this morning. Thank you for being a part. Absolutely.
Appreciate you inviting me.
Absolutely. Tell folks about yourself and why you decided to run for mayor of Greenville.
That's a good question, too. All right, first of all, let me just remind you my name. It's Tom Best, okay? And I am running for mayor for Greenville. And the reason I'm running is because many people, business leaders, other former elected officials asked me to during July, during the filing period. It was something that I had not considered, but sometimes when you get many calls and get calls from acquaintances and sometimes people you don't know and people that you do know, you have to listen. You don't know where that call is exactly coming from. So I think it's time to listen. So I'm basically stepping up, and I'm running for one reason: to serve all the people of Greenville, all the businesses, everything, and to represent and to listen. I have a background in doing that. I have a track record in doing that, and I'm trained to do that. Okay, I'm from Durham, North Carolina, and born and raised, but I've lived here for 30 years. And I came here with IBM in 1983 as an IBM manager. I've lived around our country. I've lived started in the Triangle as an engineer after I graduated from state in engineering and business management. And I worked for IBM there as an engineer, and then after a year and a half, they asked me to join the marketing force in Chicago, Illinois. So I joined the marketing force in Chicago, Illinois. That was because we were having a major announcement of a brand new computer, and it's something called the IBM 360, probably something you may not remember. But it was the first large commercial computer that was, that customers we could spread across the entire country. And I had to go there, and I've been in school with IBM for 30 years. We were constantly going to school. So I've just have a great background in business. And then I went to Atlanta, and then I came here. And I've served on many nonprofits. I've been with you in your green room, so to speak, waiting for you and to talk about Habitat for Humanity or talk about the homeless shelter. Every time we had a fundraiser, we came to Henry, right?
Yep,
we came to be on your show, and that's how we met. And then in 2004, I was appointed by the City Council to serve on a task force to preserve our neighborhoods. And I was elected chair of that task force, and this was 15 individuals. We didn't, we got to know each other there. Most of us were landlords, not all of us. And of course, the university had a representation.
Right.
And I recall that after we made our recommendations to the City Council, there were still some complaints. I think one of your advertisers complained to the city. The city asked me to come to your show, and we came and we talked. And do you remember that, Henry?
No.
Well, I do. It was Tim. Okay. And
I was trying to remember what you were talking about.
Well, I have a pretty good memory, Henry, and I remember everything. Okay. So, at any rate, we had a discussion, and I think you were favoring the opposite side. But after we finished the conversation, you looked at the advertiser and said, "What's the problem?" Tom, makes a lot of sense.
All right, well,
and
let's talk about some issues. What's the biggest issue facing Greenville right now? What do you hope to bring to the table?
Well, I think one of the main issues it's our image. Unfortunately, images, it's a perception. Perception is pretty important, and it's hard to overcome. All of us perceive each other differently sometimes. And right now, when I've been visiting other areas in North Carolina, particularly Little Washington or even Durham or Raleigh or Greensboro, believe it or not, they think of Greenville as a dangerous place. They shouldn't. We know it's not. We're comfortable here, but we have had a lot of publicity about some of the crimes, some of the particularly murders, that have occurred here, unfortunately. And I have a vision to. I want to provide new leadership to change that image. And one of the main things I'd like to do is move very fast in the economic development area to bring something that was begun with Don Parrott, and that was a performing arts center, just like we have in Durham, North Carolina. We're close enough or far away. We're just about the right distance so that we wouldn't be competing with Durham. And this is something that I know Durham would help us do.
Okay.
And I'd like to see a hotel added to that at the same time downtown. And let me share another thing, Henry.
You're filibustering, Tom.
That's right. In 2009, with Mayor Pat Dunn, we had, during that period of time, we had a study of our town common. It's called the 2009. It's that's something that's published.
I'd like to. 2 minutes left.
Okay, I'd like to implement that.
I haven't had to ask the question yet.
That's right. You don't have to. I'll talk. And
Calvin, you need to learn how to do this.
And I want to implement that plan. I want to, see bathrooms down there. I want to see improvement, throughout there. But I want the town common to be the town common. But we need this. We need to change our image, and we need to do it now. We need new leadership to do that. All
right, let me ask you this question. If there's a criticism of you, is that you do not have any city experience. I want to let you talk about that.
Oh, I have plenty of city experience. The task force was city experience. I've served also on the Human Relations Council. And I guarantee you, going around, I've talked to just about every group. I've been doing meet and greets and forums in every neighborhood in this city. And every neighborhood has their own special problems, and concerns. And I'm prepared to address those issues and work with them. And let's talk about crime for a minute. We've talked about that. The best way to solve crime is to go into the neighborhoods and work with the individual neighborhoods, and they can solve the crime as long as they learn they have to participate with the police force. They have to tell the police what's going on, and you have to be proactive in that. The police can't operate if they're operating in the dark. And for many years that happens, and I know the sheriff would agree with me too. The more information they're given by us, by the citizens, the easier they can do their job, and they'll protect us, and and that's something we can fix, and we can then straighten that image out.
Tom Best, everybody. Let's give him a hand.
Thank you.
All right, I do not see the mayor, so we'll take a quick commercial break. I'm going to call it. Thank you, Tom. I appreciated that speech. We're going to, he did? We'll take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back with Mayor Thomas.